Hi. For my paper, I wrote about climate change, but more specifically, I wrote about the cause of climate change. So, the two sides of the debate that I discussed are the side that argues that humans are causing climate change through our activities, and then the side that says climate change is totally natural, the global warming that we're seeing is on trend. So, a few interesting points that I found in my research. One of them was the amount of CO2 emissions that we have been seeing in recent years. So, our industries, since I believe it was 1750, have increased exponentially. So, these increases have caused vast increases in CO2 output. And that output isn't the only issue that we face with climate change. Um, One of the major issues is also the ability for us to remove that CO2 from the atmosphere. So, some of our activities have also caused that to be difficult. Some of these include issues that are coming with coral reefs in the oceans. They are a huge carbon sink for us, as well as deforestation. Um, all forests, all trees, all plants act as a way to remove CO2 and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. However, our activities are killing these off, they're removing them from the environment. Therefore, we are building up more CO2 in the atmosphere, more greenhouse gases without a way to properly remove them and efficiently remove them. So, up until 1750, this wasn't an issue. CO2 emissions were about equal to what was being taken out of the atmosphere. Now, what we're seeing is CO2 emissions are so much greater than what's being removed that we are facing a really big greenhouse effect. Um, Another interesting point that I found in my research had to do with solar variability, which is something I hadn't really considered when I had thought about climate change, but it is differences and variations in the output of the sun. So, according to NASA, the sun is on a cycle of about 11 years, and it cycles through higher output, lower output, and everything in between. So, there was a study done that found that solar variability can only lead to a variation in temperatures of about zero point 0.1 degrees Celsius. So, this is one of the common arguments that's against humans causing climate change. They say, well, there's variations in the sun. That's what's causing the current warming. However, there haven't been variations in the past 11-year cycle would have caused the amount of temperature increase that we have seen. Um, and at the same point, like, so since the sun's variations haven't been hardly noticeable at all, they haven't been measurable, and for the most part, um, we have seen a temperature variation of zero point 0.5 degrees Celsius, which is much greater than the zero point 0.1 degrees Celsius that you would expect or that would be feasible with solar output. So those are just a couple of the interesting points I found. But those were two of the main ones that really brought me to the conclusion that climate change is caused by human activities, and these are our industries, our transportation, all the cars that everyone drives. Any major city, you see thousands of cars a day, all of them emitting greenhouse gases. All of this leading to an increased greenhouse gas effect, increased temperatures on mainlands and higher altitudes, decreasing in ice sheets and everything of that nature. So, in conclusion, yes, I did fall with the 90% of scientists that do agree that climate change is caused by human activities.